Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my review. Today I'm going to be going over the Casio G-Shock. This is the MTG-B1000B 1A CR, and if you wanted to look up the instructions on this, just put in a Google search for Casio module 5544, and that'll take you directly to the instructions, and I'll of course link them in the description of this video as well. And going into the unboxing, it's a plain box on the outside here, and it's got the G-Shock in silver, MTG in red. And opening it up, of course you have the box here, some paperwork, and going into the paperwork real quick. Real simple, you have a very thick manual here that goes over the instructions in multiple languages, of course. You have a little instruction thing that just tells you how to get to the connected application on your Android or iPhone. Of course you have your warranty card. And then your FCC and solar information here. And going into the inner box, also a plain cardboard. Opening it up, G-Shock logo on the inside. Of course you have the tag. And the tag just gives you the logo on the front here, barcode, and the information with the module on there. And of course you have the watch. Alright, so to give you a physical walkthrough on this watch, the MTG is short for Metal Twisted G, which basically signifies that you have metal and resin throughout the case and the entire watch. The watch reminds me actually of a mix of the GS and the original MTG-1000, so if you click on the top right of the screen, I linked in those reviews. The size on this is 55.8 by 51.7 by 14.4 millimeters thick. It's 123 grams. The MTG B1000 is 200 meter water resistant. It's got the tough solar technology, multi-band 6, which syncs to 6 towers around the world. And of course you can sync the time with the GShock Connected App on the iPhone and the Android. Now the modes on this watch include world time, stopwatch, countdown timer, and alarm. And the case is a very tough black PVD stainless steel and resin with the soft resin straps. And the nice thing about these straps is they're firm enough to hold their shape, but they're soft enough to where they don't feel uncomfortable on the wrist. The straps are attached with a system that Casio calls the core guard structure, which connects the lugs and pipes into a single piece. And the resin of the center case also features carbon fiber, which improves the shock resistance while making the watch feel lighter. The MTG features triple G resistance, so it's shock resistant, centrifugal force resistance, and vibration resistant. It features a domed sapphire glass with non-reflective coating. It's got the screw-down crown, which has got a knurled finish on it, so this way it's easy to grip. Neo Bright Lume along with LED lights as shown here. As you can see here, the color is a gunmetal dark gray with red rings on the 2 subdials, along with the red and white hand at the 9 o'clock subdial. It's got 3 buttons, and the dial's solar panel is a sunburst style gray. There's a lot of information on the face, but it's not too busy, which is really nice. So the 3 subdials show the 24-hour at the 12 o'clock, the dual time at the 6 o'clock, and the 9 o'clock shows most of the information with the day of the week, battery life, and the mode that you're in. So it really is a very attractive looking watch. I mean, the thing I really like about it is, it's of course got all the black, but the red really pops on it. You look on the back here, and it's got the 4 screws to remove the back. You have 3 screws that you have to remove the strap, so it's not a very easy strap to change out if you wanted to do that. And then, of course, you have the metal keeper with the G-Shock logo on there. It's black, and the black buckle as well. Alright, so now to walk you through the modes, all you have to do is press the mode button on the bottom left here, and what's going to happen is it's going to go from the day of the week, it's going to move to the right of the subdial, and it's going to go to the stopwatch. And to get into the stopwatch, you just press the start button here, and you're going to notice that the second hand is going to move. That's going to notate seconds, of course, and then at the 6 o'clock subdial, that's going to do a 12-hour stopwatch for you. So basically it's going to move in 1 minute increments, of course. And then if you want to stop it, you press the top right, and to reset it, you press the bottom right. And then when you press the mode button again, that'll take you to the countdown timer. So you'll notice that the 6 o'clock subdial will move the hands over here, and that'll count down your seconds. I believe it's 12 hours. So all you have to do to get that started, again, you press the top right button, and you'll notice that the second hand actually moves backwards. And of course, the 6 o'clock subdial hands will move backwards as well. So same deal. To stop it, you just press the top right. To reset it, the bottom right, and that gets you going. And then, of course, you have the alarm. And going into the alarm, all you have to do is unscrew the crown, and the 6 o'clock subdial will signify what time the alarm's supposed to go off. So you pull it out one time, and then you just move it forward. And if you move it forward quick enough, you'll just get it automatically moving faster for you. Oop. There you go. And then to stop it, just move it back a little bit, and this way you can set up the time that you want to wake up. Put it back in, and it sets it for you. And pressing the mode again, it'll take you to the battery life, so it'll tell you if it's high or low, and then it'll go over to the day of the week. Alright, so the easiest way to work with this watch, of course, I always say it, is to download the GShock Connected application. So once you go in there, what you do is open up the application, and it's going to bring you over to the MTG in this case. So to connect, all you have to do is press the bottom left button for 3 seconds. And once you get that confirmation beep and it goes over to the Bluetooth logo, you're going to see that it's connecting to the application. And now you can work with it. So the first thing I'll walk you through here is to go to the guide. And the guide will give you basically a nice little instruction booklet on the application itself. And it shows you how to work with the world time, the stopwatch, the countdown timer, and the alarm. So that's to work with it directly on the watch. And then to go into the status, this will tell you, if you look on the top here, when it's self-adjusted. So it automatically sets the time for you. The self-charge, so it'll tell you when your watch is getting the charges, that it needs more charge. So you'll notice on the bottom it gives you the battery level, and then a self-update. And then you go to the world time, and the world time will allow you to set a second time zone. So if I go into the world time here, I could set it over to, for instance, Hong Kong, set it over to the watch, and then you'll notice it automatically starts to travel on the map on the application. Nice little graphic there. It'll take you to the location that you're looking for. It'll show you that the world time was set. And then what you could do is you press the middle here, and that'll switch them back and forth between each other. So you'll see that the 6 o'clock subdial will show the world time, send it over to the watch, and it'll swap it out with the main time. So you'll see that the hands are automatically moving on the screen of the watch. And it moves pretty quickly. And then to switch back, of course, you just press it again. Send the setting over to the watch. You'll see the hands move again. And then you're set with the world time. So you could set it to pretty much any time zone or any region in the world. Then you go to the utility section, and the utility is going to set up the alarm for you. So I could set it up for 8 o'clock in the morning. Send it over to the watch, and I could of course turn it on or off, and you always get those confirmations that the settings are sent over. And then of course I could do the same with the countdown timer, so I could set it up for 5 minutes here, send it over to the watch, and the setting is complete. Now if I go into the gear on the top right hand and I go into the Casio MTG, I could set my phone finder settings. So if I wanted to set up how it's going to sound, and then that sets it over. And what that does is basically, if you lose your smartphone, what you could do is just press the bottom right hand of the watch for a period of time, and then it'll automatically send an alert to try to find the phone. Then you could do the operation of the auto time adjustment function. So this way you get to have it set once a week to sync with the phone, especially if you're not in a good area, that you can get the atomic time settings there. And you can set the operation sound, and of course that just sends the button operation tone on or off. You could set the time that it connects to the app, so it automatically disconnects if you don't operate within the app with the set interval of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. So it automatically disconnects for you so you don't waste the phone's or the watch's battery. Then you have the time adjustment, and that automatically, of course, sets it, and then it gives you the time adjustment history on the bottom there. Tells you when it connected with it. You could set the light illumination to 1.5 seconds or 3 seconds. You can adjust the home positions. So if you've noticed that one of the hands are off, you can actually set them with this particular screen. You have the summertime settings. So when it's daylight savings time, you can have it do auto, or you could just turn it on or off. And then the list of past notifications. So it's when the application with regard to the status of the user's watch, notifications are issued over the course of the past 1 month and will be displayed. There's no notifications, of course. And that's it. So those are the features of the application. So if you wanted to see it, as a matter of fact, if you look in the top left hand, you'll see the battery life indicator as well. So to disconnect, you can either press the mode button again, or you could do it through the application. All right, so now to give you a wrist shot. I have 7.5-inch wrists, of course, and I find this watch to be very comfortable. It doesn't move around a lot on the wrist because, like I said earlier, the straps are fairly firm, but they are soft enough to where they're not uncomfortable. There's a nice texture to the straps here as well. The keeper stays put. I like wearing it a lot. All right, so now to give you a size comparison between other watches, what I'll do is I'll start off with the B5000 titanium watch. So you'll notice that, of course, the MTG is a larger watch, but interestingly, the thickness, it's not that much thicker because they've been able to put a lot more technology in, I would say, a much thinner package there. And looking at the H1000, I would say they're similar in size. Thickness is a little thicker, of course, on the H1000. But they were fairly similar. And of course the Frogman. And I would say this is probably one of the more similar sizes. Similar thickness. Similar weight. So I'd say it's probably more comparable to the Frogman. So that's the comparisons. All right, so that's my review on the MTG-B1000B. I would say it's more like a poor man's MRG watch. The MRGs are extremely expensive, where this one is very budget friendly if you're looking for a higher end G-Shock, and you can find them on sale at most locations. So it's a great watch. It's very highly functional, and I would definitely suggest if you're looking for a higher end G, take a look at it. So if you like this review, please press the like button. If you really like it, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications on future reviews. You can also find me on Twitter at DougFNJ, and you can find me on a great website called WatchUseek.com. A lot of great people there. Excellent discussion on all different types and brands of watches. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.